Hello everybody, welcome back to Questionable Gaming, and today we are going to be, I'm going to be just doing, if you guys want to see another part on this video, just drop a like and please subscribe. I've made a video on that already. But, if you got, this is basically going to be your War Thunder, premium buying guide, part 1. I'm going to be doing a bunch of planes, whether they're worth it or not to, purchase, and what they're priced at. So we're gonna start over with the American tech tree, and we're gonna find the first plane that you want to see. So right when you go into the research category here, you got 3 planes: Galler's F3, F2, B8, B10, and Thatch's F2A. Now they're all very. I'm blanketing these because I would not buy them. They. Basically, if you're good at climbing the ranks, you'll be in rank 2 before you know it, and these will be obsolete. So you're spending it on a temporary amount of money. Now, let's get started on the first premium plane. So, the XP38G. This one is something you buy in a pack. It's basically an upgraded variant of the P38, which, I mean, if you're eager to get it, then I would totally recommend this for you. So, it's low, oh yeah, I just went into a battle. I don't know why. Alright, so here, its loadout, it can carry 6 MB rockets. So, we're gonna test fly this one. If you guys want to see more reviews on anything, I like doing unboxing videos. If you guys want to see anything, please let me know in the comments down below. It's hard to find content ideas, and I'd like to get some suggestions from my commenters. So obviously right here we got kind of heavy, basically 2 P40s strapped together. So I mean, if you started off on the runway here, and it's got a nice cockpit. I mean, the color schemes on this, really nice, classic tin of the Army. So it's basically like the regular P38. And it's got 2 rocket pods there. It turns like the regular P38. If you're looking for a heavy strike fighter, it definitely is the one for you because it feels so amazing to hold. It's really heavy and can't turn a lot, which I don't know it can't turn a lot, but it's an amazing strike fighter, and the heaviness has a certain touch to it that makes it feel luxurious. It can climb in speed. Got a good climbing angle, and yeah, this is definitely a perfect strike fighter. It can carry 6 of these MB rockets, and there's a bunch of cannons and machine guns in the nose there. So if we'll test it out on the vehicle here, and then we'll test out the guns on the tank, or maybe vice versa. All right, we're gonna try the guns on the vehicle. Alright, so it's a small, like, half track. Those guns can rip through a lot. So that was, as you can tell, it was fairly easy to destroy that. But let's say you're swooping back around for another attack run, like, say, on this Panzer. It's kind of difficult to maneuver. I'm not the greatest with rockets, but that, I can tell, did some damage. So if you guys are looking for a heavy strike fighter that has guns that, if you came up behind a bomber, could do fantastic, then this is definitely your tank. Why did I say tank? This is definitely the plane for you. I mean, it's got a fast climb rate. It can turn better than some twin engine planes, but if you guys are looking for something like this, purchase it. It's a little expensive, a little on the pricey side, but if you're looking for this, it's definitely a great fighter. Alright, next up we have the XP55. Now, off the first look, it looks like, and it's an experimental plane. It looks like one of those ones that looks kind of weird, but futuristic in a way that it can do something. We're gonna get into testing this out in a second. Let's just check, the weaponry on it. So up here we got 2 Browning 12.7 millimeters, and then 2 20mm cannons, it appears. And I think that's all the armament. I don't know if it can carry any payload, but all right, let's test that out. So no, it cannot carry payload, but apparently it's a really fast fighter. Maybe not the most agile because it's a bit heavy, but it's really fast, can turn a bit, and apparently because the cannons, it weighs it down. This looks pretty good, but if you guys are looking for a fighter, this is definitely an interceptor that I would buy, because it's an interceptor that can take out bombers. Like, you can see the speed in the top left. It can gain speed really, really fast. Now, if you look at it, it's got a really cool, like, you guys can already tell on my screen, it's more of an interceptor than anything, but that's what I want. A really, really, really fast interceptor. The cockpit's really nice. Looks like you're flying a Swiftwing jet. But if you guys are looking for something that can gain speed really fast, something that can heavily damage bombers and possibly take out tanks because of the 20mm cannons, then I would totally recommend this. I haven't tested it out a lot. I usually test fly planes every once in a while just to see what they're like. This has got 2 flaps on the front, which the most interesting thing about this plane, I have to admit, is the design. I've never seen anything like it. So we're gonna do a bit more American planes today, and then we're gonna do American tanks in a separate video, and so on. We'll go down the entire tech tree, and as new vehicles are released, we'll make focus videos. So yeah, it's basically like the P-30 when it comes to armament. Also, if you guys want to see videos that focus on one plane at a time, or do you guys want to see me go into battles or tournaments, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm pretty good at the game. Alright, so you can see by the diagram, it can supposedly it can take out a tank with ease, because those cannons, I mean, pretty amazing. Like, look, we just finished up the tank. So it's a really good plane to take into realistic battles, tank battles, and if you're feeling like you just want some fun, custom battles that allow all types of units are really fun to take. Would probably be really fun to take this out. I want to see if I can take out these planes. I'll probably return to the lobby. Ooh. Come on. Alright, so basically, if this is the plane that you guys want, like a heavy fighter that can intercept bombers, and probably if you were to line up on a bomber, you could take it out with ease. This is what you're, if this is the kind of you want, I would definitely recommend this one. I recommend this one over the, probably can make a good landing. If you guys want this, it's a bit pricey, like all premium, but definitely worth it. Alright, so the next plane is the XP-50, and if you're wondering why I'm not reviewing the like Japanese planes that are American variant, it's because we'll probably review them when we go on to the Japanese tech tree near the end of the series. So we'll start here by looking at the airframe of it. The XP-50's cockpit sticks out above all. Its engines are really close, as you can see. That propeller's just barely not touching. You can see the front of the nose here. It's kind of like a weird angled shape, but if you check out the armor, it doesn't have much. It's just the steel and stuff at the cockpit. But if you look over here, its armament, 12mm guns, and more 20mm cannons, but these are heavier in a sense that they, you know, it's just the engines are 1820 67 9-cylinder radial engines, and they're air cooling. So this definitely has potential when it comes to taking down bombers. A lot of the interceptors I'm gonna review, probably best at taking down bombers. I wouldn't attempt at fighters, because when you get into the rank 3 and rank 4, fighters become like the Focke-Wulf 190, very deadly, very agile, full of cannons. This is a double engine plane. It's very small for one. Alright, so yeah, the wings are really pushed together, so are the engines. It's a really small interceptor, so maybe this could have the potential of taking down a fighter if you can swoop in on him, but I wouldn't get into a full-on turn fight with him. So it looks like acceleration is okay. It has 2 engines. Its turn rate is surprisingly nice for the low speed that I'm taking it at. The cockpit view is pretty nice. The wings look pretty aerodynamic. It's got everything you need. We'll test out the guns on the vehicles now. So it feels really good to handle. Like, it's not as heavy as the P-38, almost as light as the XP-55. So this is really interesting. Like, as you can see, if we just fire a few shots off, it blows it up. So it's really like light in a way for a twin engine fighter, that is. But this thing is definitely meant to like swoop up and around behind bombers and let go of those 20mm cannons. Like, I can only picture the epic blaze that bomber will be going down in. And yeah. So we got the 2 engines, nice view from the cockpit, looks really big. So yeah, you can definitely penetrate armor. I just saw it do that firsthand. So if you're looking to take out tanks and bring this into a tank battle, an air battle, this is definitely a really good suggestion. It can disable tracks really well in one foul swoop and leave your teammates to go get them. So I would recommend this plane. I forgot to rate the other ones, but I rate this a 7 out of 10. Pretty pricey for what it's technically valued at, in my opinion. But good for naval striking, good for everything. So if you guys want this one, you know what to do. Also, if you guys want to see more on this series, please smash that like button, comment on what you want to see. I can do custom reviews, custom landings, just for you guys, and please subscribe. That really helps out the channel, helps me grow, and helps me do better reviews and videos. So we'll go on to the next plane. So we're back with the next plane, the BTD-1. This thing's got cannons. It looks really cool, and it's a torpedo bomber. So if we look in here, yeah, it can carry a bunch of loadouts. So we'll, starting by judging by the airframe, it looks like it's built, it's got a blunt nose there. It looks like it's built for torpedo bombing. The engine, let's see what that engine is, because I mean, it's got to be powerful. Because this, I've tested it out before once. It's literally really, really, really heavy. So yeah, this is a really powerful engine, because, I mean, you can't go fast with it. You really can't. Like, it'll probably screw up, like, everything. But you can have the option of 6 bombs, 2 500-pounds, and 2 250s, a 2,000-pound bomb, 2 1,000-pound bombs, or what we're going to be testing it out for, 2 torpedoes. Now, it's more of an interesting thing, like, carrying 2 torpedoes. It has the firepower to do a lot of things, just very prone to fighter attacks and very heavy. As you can see, those 2 torpedoes, this engine is powerful. I mean, it has to lug around this thing. So I mean, as you can see, if we take off here, it's pushing at 150 kilometers an hour. And that's me going war emergency power. This thing is really heavy, but if you're looking for something to bring into custom battles or any battle where there's torpedo bombing involved, this is definitely your plane. The torpedoes are really powerful, and so are the 20mm cannons. It's more of a 1950s era plane, less World War II, I mean. But overall, this thing can, like, absolutely, it's a menace to ships, but it's very, very prone to fighter attacks, as it also does not even have a rear sea gunner. As you can see, if you click the change view button here, there should be a rear sea gunner, but there is not. It is a solo torpedo plane. The cockpit view is really nice, providing those nice rear view mirrors. Yeah, so this turning rate is very sad. I mean, I really would not test this out if you're going to fight with anybody. It's really not good. The 20mm cannons could be used for ground strike. This is not just a torpedo bomber. I mean, it can land on carriers and it has torpedoes. But I mean, if you were to use it for bombing, it would perform well. It's got, as you can see, as you saw, the payload options are pretty well. Not much more to say about this. It's got air brakes. It's got more advanced things. So if you guys want a good torpedo bomber, I definitely go with this. It's one of the few premium bombers that's good. I rate this as a 9 out of 10. It's really amazing. So we're back with the final plane of the day, the P-61A1. Very much like the regular P-61, just with a different paint job and stuff, I believe. We're going to armor. Straight off the bat, you can see bulletproof glass. Everything is thickly armored. If you look here, it's got an interesting design that I honestly admire. Like, I admire the fact that it looks like this. And as you may already tell, it's got these are a bunch of 12.7mm guns that I've experienced firsthand in the rear seat. It really hurts to get hit by this thing. Like, really does suck. So, yeah, if you get hit by that rear seat gunner, you can't really go near it without starting a fight. I've seen people turn in this, and it's pretty deadly. So also, if we go up here, where the cannons are, I don't know where they are. But I believe it has frontal armament. I don't know. We'll have to check that out in test flight. But it's got a lot of frontal armament. It's more of a strike fighter, as I said before. Not much of an interceptor for bombers. I really would not use this to attack a bomber, but it's really good in self-defense. So, I mean, if we start here, yeah, right, I forgot. It has a radar room. There is a radar on this. One of the first planes in War Thunder that I will achieve that has a radar on it when I get to that rank. It's pretty cool. I mean, I can't stop staring at it because it's really amazing. Like, I just love the look of this thing. It's got a nice little radar. I mean, if we go up here and pull the gear up and then level out again, because we're probably gonna lose airspeed, it looks really cool. It feels amazing to fly. Yeah, it's got a lot of cannons right on the underbelly there. So let's test out some of the cannons on that tank. Yeah, it's a pretty amazing fighter so far. So you guys can see it's measuring, it's scanning the area, and it's detecting the tank. So let's say if we move over here, it's changing, yep. So the radar works pretty simply. I mean, it's not a bad aircraft. Like, it's honestly amazing. So as you can see, we've already penetrated and killed about 3 guys just in the first run. Like, this thing is amazing. The radar room really helps. You can't swing around like I just did. But you have to go for a few like 2 kilometers or a kilometer or like mile and then turn around. So, yeah, you'd have to go pretty far if you want to swing back around for another run. That's the downside, but the good side is you probably won't have to swing around for another run. I mean, I'm not the greatest at lining up cannons, but I mean, if you can, it's basically a death sentence for that tank. So now, if we go back here, this gun go upwards. So this thing can, I mean, if we zoom in, it can hit ground targets, which is an amazing thing. You can hit and snipe ground targets with a rear seat gunner, and you can only imagine what it would do to an enemy aircraft that was seeking out your plane to get a kill on you. You can only imagine what it would do with those 4 12.7mm M2 Brownings. It's phenomenal. This is the last fighter we're reviewing of the day. Oh, I love that little joystick there. But last thing we're reviewing of the day, and if you look here, you can let off 1 or 2 short bursts and it will eliminate everybody. 10 out of 10 recommend the final plane here. It's really nice, really controllable. So, if you guys want to see more of this, please subscribe. It does wonders for me. Like, it's just, please. It's amazing to know that some people tune in to watch this video. So if you want to help the channel grow, if you want to get to the point where we can give shoutouts, giveaways, and other things, please subscribe. See you guys next.